flex and leaning my fingers to the track, flying in slow motion.
Oh, trust it, you're lost. Take it or leave it. Reach for a smile with a nod you receive it. Don't have to be what you think I should.
Give what it can, you take what you need. It comes for a song, dancing alone is what I might be. I am the writer of these songs. The world calling me to be free. Choose to lose you before losing me. Life is absurd, and that's all it be. There's more than enough to discover.
I give what I can. You take what you need. It comes from us all. Dancing alone is what I might be. I am the writer of this song. The world calling me to be free. See, hear, think, and feel it. Call it what you want, don't give a shit. Shake with my feet, straighten my back. Universe winks, point what I like. Let's go. In and out, and in again. Breath for each grace that falls on my sins. I know it can't explain how hourglass breaks. No, all we have is now. No, all we have is now. I give what I can.
Take what you need.
Comes for us all. Dancing alone is what I might be.
I am the writer of these songs. World calling me to be free. I am the writer of these
Song.
The world calling me to be free. I am the writer of these
Song.
The world calling me to be free.
Nice. That sounded good. Welcome to Bands of Bakersfield Podcast. We're on the PodBelly Network.
And we have Bakersfield Cactus here.
Hey.
Hello.
How are you guys doing?
We're doing great.
Great.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for scaring me in the hallway earlier. Appreciate that.
That's how you want to start every podcast, with a good scare, get the blood pumping.
It woke me up. Got me woke up. The coffee didn't work, so that woke me up. But anyway, go around the table, starting with you, and just say your name and all that stuff, and what you play and all that, good stuff. So, so the audience will know who you guys are.
Great. I'm Emily Waite, member of Bakersfield Cactus, and mostly sing and a little bit of keyboard.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Kyle Appleton.
Yeah.
I'm kind of auxiliary guy.
Yeah. Nobody knows who this guy is. That's why I wanted you to say it. Nobody knows you. So, yeah.
Nice to meet you, Bakersfield.
That's probably the most words you'll hear from Kyle.
Yeah.
That's all.
It's all right.
And I'm Dave Anderson.
All righty. So what's the name of that song?
Hourglass.
Hourglass.
Yeah.
And then, may as well. What's it all about? That's kind of,
Yeah.
kind of important when we're talking about bands.
This was the first song I ever wrote.
Oh.
And I looked it up. I wrote it in November of 2020. And we started recording it December of 21. And I think we finished in August of 22. So it was a long time coming. Yeah.
Yeah.
The song was just, I'm new to songwriting. And so it has been like a really important, life-changing experience for me to have. So it's just like the way I see the world. And this particular song is about, after having like what people like to call a midlife crisis, I like to call a midlife awakening. Just coming to terms with your existence on the earth and the meaning that you can create while you're here, and that, all we really have is this moment.
Yeah.
So.
Right on.
Yeah.
That's super cool. So that was the first song you ever wrote, and you wrote it in 2020? Did you write all the harmonies and stuff, or that just kind of when you got together with Dave?
No, I just wrote the lyrics and the melody, and in fact, I just had to sing the melody, and then Dave would just have to find because I didn't play the guitar.
Operate kind of that way. 'Cause the harmonies are awesome.
And then Dave just came up with the harmonies.
Yeah. All of the songs are kind of written in that way.
Yeah.
One of us will bring a song, a melody and some words. But it always feels unfinished until we get together and add harmonies, and we'll adjust it a little bit, and that's when it feels like
the structure of the
When
song.
did you guys start singing together?
That's a good one, yeah.
Maybe
Thanks, host Kyle.
10, 12 years ago, maybe?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
That makes more, because I was going to ask, like, you guys figured out how to harmonize like 2 years ago like that? You know what I mean?
We used to do covers a lot.
Yes. Yeah, we
were
would
hanging out.
goof around, around the fire and
okay.
stuff, and play a little bit, but never really did it serious until we started.
Right.
In 2020, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Just a few months into COVID, Dave was like, let's start a band. And I said, yeah.
Because I was really starting to think I really suck at harmonizing. Because I've been singing about the same amount of time, but I was like, can I do that? That's
you
crazy.
sing great, man.
You have a great voice, Mike.
But no, it was the harmonies though. That's like the focal point of the songs. It's the most noticeable thing,
Yeah. I've always been a sucker for
Me
harmonies.
too.
I love harmonies. Always loved them.
Yeah.
In fact, I tend to want them more than less. I'd like have them drip everywhere.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. But you guys got good at it though, and it sounds amazing. So that one was, you wrote that song just. Does it like feel like a journal entry to you sometimes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Songwriting for me, I can only speak for myself. For Dave, it might be a little bit different, but for me, it's like therapy.
Yeah.
It's a way of like processing what's going on inside and making it come on the outside.
Yeah. I think it was the Faith episode I brought up. Like sometimes you write a song, and for me, it's never literal. Like the lyrical concepts are not.
Okay.
It's not 100% literal. It means something literal to me, but it's really vague. But anyway, it reminds you of where you were when you wrote it and kind of what you were thinking, and brings you back to that, which is good for it. Helps you. I don't know what the right words to say without saying. Helps you realize when you grow. Is one good? Like it's like a you can see like, I was there at that point with this.
Right. It's like a measurement of where you are.
Yeah. I didn't think about that when I started writing songs, but
Right.
Sometimes for me, songs I've realized are aspirational.
Yeah.
Like I write how I want to be in the world, or how I want to feel.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to keep reminding myself of
Hashtag
this
goals.
over and over. Yeah. Right.
That's cool though.
Exactly.
That's super cool. So another thing I'd like to get into in the early parts is, I guess we'll go opposite now. We'll start with you. A little bit of background, how long you lived in Bakersfield, where you're born and raised.
Yeah.
When you picked up a guitar, what got you into actually wanting to do music anyway?
Yeah.
All that stuff.
So I was originally born in Phoenix, Arizona, but was raised most of my life in Utah. I come from a really large family, 10 kids in the family.
Dang.
And none of us played instruments or sang or anything, but we were obsessed with music. The whole family really loved music.
That's cool.
And for me, it was never anything that I could do. It's like that's what other people do.
Yeah.
And then in my 20s, I was living in Utah at the time. And was driving home, listening to a song, and I was like, I can do this.
Yeah.
I could do this. So I went home and asked my wife at the time, hey, can you show me a couple chords? And I think I was 28, probably 27, 28 at the time.
Yeah.
And wrote a song that night.
Wow.
And ever since then,
Yeah.
I've just been, writing and writing and writing.
That's awesome.
But it was always almost entirely just for me.
Yeah.
It was very personal. I was writing songs about my life and processing what I have been through.
Yeah.
And it's been really fun now at this stage to flesh these songs out and to work with someone, to collaborate with someone. It's just been so great. So that's kind of my history.
You said that you started writing first. It was just for you.
Mm-hmm.
And, it reminded. I think that's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
Because I've said this before too. Like, can you imagine seeing like your favorite artist? It's like they don't even like the song.
Yeah, right.
It would be stupid.
Yeah.
You know what I
Sure.
mean? So it's like I'll use a reference like it's like going on vacation where like you go to Yosemite, it's gonna be pretty, but it's really nice to have somebody to share it with.
For sure.
It's like you're gonna love music, you'll do it anyway. We're gonna dig into that a little bit more later.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
that's
Sweet.
a cool one. When you brought that up. And then Kyle, tell us all the things, the fundamentals,
Oh, what?
where you were raised, and
I was raised right here in Bakersfield.
you live your whole
He's a
life.
Baco boy.
Yeah, I lived in Reno for like 6 months, but that's about it.
Yeah. And what made you want to start playing the guitar?
My stepdad brought a guitar home when I was like 10,
Yeah.
and just kind of fit with my personality. I think just being introverted and
Yeah.
with
You latched onto
everything.
it immediately?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. You couldn't really get it out of my hands, even though I didn't know what I was doing. I
Yeah.
just like wanted to, and I wasn't even like into music at the time, really.
Really?
I don't know. Something about it was just interesting to me,
Guitar.
and
That's cool. Right on. I didn't know that you started that early.
yeah, pretty early.
Makes sense. And then Emily,
Yeah.
where were you?
I've been
Born,
in
raised, all of it.
Bakersfield since I was 2. I was born in Utah, but my family moved here when I was 2, so I claim born and raised because
Right. Yeah.
I've been here my whole life.
I
yeah.
said the same thing. I lived in Tehachapi for like a few years, but I was
Yeah.
like 6 when we moved back.
Right.
Anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then music for me, I did piano as a kid, like a lot of kids do, and I sung a little bit in church here and there, but it was always a huge part of my life in my consumption of music, and I feel like music is the way I understand the world.
Yeah.
I always feel like there's a like a soundtrack to my life always going on in my head.
In your head? That's cool. Though.
Yeah.
What was I forgot to ask you guys this. So what was the first there's always like a first song or artist that you're like it totally captivates you like never before. You know what I mean? Is you remember that or is it just there's tons of music going on in your
I've
life?
always just had so much, like a different variety.
Yeah.
For me, there wasn't really ever one specific.
Okay, cool.
Just the variety.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we didn't have a lot of music going on when I was a kid. So like I just remember when I heard
didn't either.
AC/DC in
Yeah.
the 5th grade. I was like, what?
What is
Does it
this?
suck? Yeah. Because I didn't like because I was exposed to school music.
Yeah.
Because I went to school,
What's
and,
school music?
like flutophones and stuff.
Oh.
I remember
Recorders?
Yeah, and me and my buddy were like, "This is lame." We just sat down in the back,
Oh,
and
yeah.
like the front of the
Music's
whole
dumb.
thing with all the parents there were like, "Yeah, I'm not doing this." So I said, you know what I mean? And that I didn't like music at all because I thought I just when you're like 10 years old or 9 or however. But what about you? I feel like you just grew up listening to Merle Haggard or something.
No, I wasn't really till I was like 18.
Yeah.
My the country started when I was my dad that had a guitar was kind of forced me to be in his country band.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how the country thing started. Before that, it was I was it started with like the AC/DC and classic rock stuff, but then it got into the Bakersfield, new metal thing.
Yeah. You're a big like Limp Bizkit guy.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't have like a Yankees hat on or something.
I did. Yeah. I had a red.
Hold on, you were Limp Bizkit fan?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I think he still is.
We can edit this part out, right?
Now it's definitely not going to be edited.
Has anyone seen?
I said no. I'm not going to cut anything out of the interview.
Has anyone seen the Limp Bizkit on the latest? What was it? Lollapalooza or something?
No.
It was great.
Really?
Great.
I think I've seen some
pretty
clips.
cool.
Is that when he's dressed up like an old dude?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was entertaining.
When
I liked it a lot more than I thought it would.
Yeah, to each his own, and that's. I was a little bit flabbergasted secretly when you first told me that you were.
Oh yeah, man. I know it was hard in high school. Like you had to have a 7-string guitar at that point.
Yeah.
It seemed like.
Yeah.
In my crew, there was a lot of people. A lot cooler than me that didn't need to do that, but I felt like I needed to.
I feel like the cool guys had, me too, at Liberty. There's 7-string guitars all the way. Everybody wore Yankees hats, but I didn't know what was going on really, so I didn't do any of that stuff. But what about you, Dave?
In terms of Limp Bizkit, what's my relationship?
What's your favorite Limp Bizkit song?
I kind of like Limp Bizkit. I've always been.
Wow,
I was talking about like early.
This is taking a turn, you guys.
It's okay though.
I've always been actually amused by the hate that certain bands will get. It seems so mysterious. Limp Bizkit's-
Nickelback.
Yeah, Nickelback. It's
yeah.
like, what? How does that happen?
I don't know. I don't like them, but there's like a seething hatred with them.
Yeah.
It's like a cultural thing to do.
Yeah,
It's just what you do.
Yeah.
Hate
It seems,
Nickelback. So
seems unfair.
Let's.
but
We were supposed to talk about early songs that they like. We talked about bands.
Are
If
you
guys want,
guys thinking about getting Fred Durst on the podcast?
yeah, we want to hit him up.
Yeah, what can we do
send him
to-
an Instagram message?
Send him this episode.
That'd be fun. We can like I like that Woodstock night. We get like plywood and have him stand on it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah,
never
sounds
mind.
good. Sounds good.
Serious stuff.
Let's go into another song. How about that?
Let's do it.
Sure.
Another song.
Yeah.
sounds good.
We got, but that's enough early stuff though.
But you want to get
This is a Limp Bizkit cover.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, actually state the title of the song. I'm sorry.
I
And you
did
told
it all
me
for the Nookie.
Okay. The first one was Hourglass. Emily told me.
Hourglass,
that, right?
yes.
Okay. This is going to be a Bands of Bakersfield fiasco, and it's going to be fun while we're doing it, though. It's 11:30. Nobody's drinking, I promise.
Just water. This song is called "If You Want to Go."
Okay,
and
cool.
it's our most recent, I think, song that we've been.
And
Sweet.
this is an original, started from Dave and wrote it over
right on.
rehearsal in the Woolworth building.
Yeah,
which-
kind of as we were just playing.
Third floor,
just
little
hanging
room,
On the second floor.
second
where
floor.
we rehearse. Yeah.
Where we rehearse. Oh, that.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, gotcha. Sweet. Here we go.
And if you wanna go, and if you wanna go, and if you wanna go, won't make you stay. By the time you leave, boy, by the time you leave, boy, by the time you leave, it'll be on my feet. Oh, I can't relinquish water's words when it's draining. I'm so tired of playing that part, that part, that part. There is so much at stake here. This ain't like our first date, dear. I'm scared of what I'm risking.
for you, for you, for you. And if you wanna go, and if you wanna go, and if you wanna go, we'll make you stay. And by the time you leave, boy, and by the time you leave, boy, and by the time you leave, I'll be on my feet. If you wanna go, if you wanna go, you're not carrying your weight, dear. We moved on, but you're still here. That's alright. We'll strike a deal tonight. To find ballast on this ship. And if you wanna go, and if you wanna go, and if you wanna go, we'll make you stay. And by the time you leave, boy, and by the time you leave, boy, and by the time you leave, I'll be on my feet. Oh, if you wanna go, and 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 if you wanna go, I'll make you stay. And by the time you leave, boy, and by the time you leave, boy, and by the time you leave, I'll be on my feet. Oh, if you wanna go, if you wanna go, and if you wanna go, and if you wanna go.
Nice.
Thank you, thank you.
Harmonies again, a little bit of banjo.
Yeah, the banjo sounds so great.
Yeah.
First time Kyle's played the
First
banjo on
time.
this, so
Yeah, he just figured it out when he showed up.
this one I was like,
That's
hey,
right.
banjo would be great. And
Dave wants banjo on everything.
Everything.
I was a
doesn't
huge
want-
Avett Brothers fan for years. I was like
Oh,
obsessed with them for
enormous fan.
years, and but I've always loved the banjo.
Shoot, there was a song that they had that I used to listen to a lot. Anyway, I don't remember. I used to listen to them a little bit.
Yeah, they're great.
They're a cool band.
They're great.
Yeah.
I've never heard a song with banjo and thought to myself,
There shouldn't be banjo.
there needs
on
to
there.
be less banjo.
Yeah. Here's the next time you just have all three with
Yeah,
banjos.
just banjo the whole time.
Hang a banjo on the hang one from the ceiling. And
Yeah,
just have
right.
banjos around just to get suck in the ambiance
Yeah,
of banjo.
right,
Yeah,
right.
exactly. Anyway. Well, what's that song about? I mean, there's banjo in it.
So that song is, essentially just like a relationship kind of breaking down.
I got you.
And it's from a female's perspective. And, she's like, hey, if you want to go, go ahead and leave,
Yeah. Was that
I'm ready to move on.
Was that and again, you can go as deep or as not deep as you want. Was that from any kind of personal experience or anything like that? Or is it just your mind was on the subject and that's the way you articulated it? Or
I know a lot of my my songs for some reason deal with, relationships and communication and the breakdown of relationships. And so they're not necessarily autobiographical, but certainly I'm writing what I'm feeling.
Yeah.
And so
there's something fundamentally relatable to you about what you're putting on paper or something like that.
Right.
That makes
It's
sense.
certainly, as Emily kind of talked about, songwriting is therapy in a way.
Yeah,
And it's
totally.
a way for me to process, what's happened in my life and so
Yeah,
it's
that
kind of
makes total sense.
Yeah.
When you guys write, this is kind of for both of you.
Yeah.
Do you have like some kind of rhythm? So in a sense, like, some people get up and read the paper and have their cup of coffee and they have like their little ritual. I've heard some people having that where they're like, I might not write anything, I might write something, but for an hour I'm going to be sitting here with a pen and paper and a guitar in my hand. Or do you guys just literally just live your day If you feel like playing guitar, cool. If not, you don't. Something, maybe a line comes to mind, and then you jot it down in your phone, and I'll get back to it at practice on Wednesday. You know, like, how do you go about it? Is it both, or what's your guys'?
It's so different.
Yeah,
for both
we're
of
very
us.
different.
You
Very
go
different.
first, Dave.
Yeah.
So, you know, I wish I was the one that would like wake up and, you know, practice for
Have
an
a
hour
routine,
and
yeah.
have a routine. And I have a really difficult time with routine in my life in general.
Yeah.
So when I am playing, I'm generally writing.
Yeah.
Rarely practicing, you know.
That's what you did
It
from
doesn't
day
show
one.
because you can see how great I am. But
But that's what you did from day one. The first
from
time
day
you played
one,
guitar,
yep,
you
yep.
wrote a song.
my intention was to write songs. It
Yeah,
was
yeah.
never to play other songs.
Yeah.
It wasn't to learn the guitar. It was just to write.
Yeah.
And I haven't found a way to write different. Like I have to write when I write.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, yeah.
it kind of will just pour out of me when I'm feeling it.
You feel you're gonna miss it if you don't get it out sometimes, as I do. I feel
absolutely.
like that. Yeah, like I gotta do this right
Yep,
now.
I got to do
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
There was one particular. Well, we're going to sing one of the songs here that we kind of wrote together, and it was so nice having Emily there, writing down the words that I was saying, like keeping track of where I was going.
Good.
Yeah,
you guys are a good team. That is I would forget. That's a good idea.
He does forget, and
Yep.
his writing just like comes from this stream of consciousness, like
Yeah,
magical
yeah.
place, and it just comes out. So like when he's in that zone, I was like grabbing my laptop, and I was
Yeah.
like, okay, what did you say? Okay, keep going, and then like got the structure out of it,
That's
you know.
so cool. I might give that a word. Just like hit record on the phone, just go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I
Yeah,
feel like
for
it's,
sure.
a lot of that stuff, like it's like the first 90% of it is way back in the limbic system.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Sure.
it's just like it's this instinctual thing almost, and
Yeah.
sometimes it doesn't make sense, but it doesn't need to.
It seems like there's
You
just the
can't get it
songs are
back.
out there,
Yeah.
and you're just like pulling them
They
from
just
the
go
from the
ping through your
sky.
head. And you can't if you don't write it down or record it, you don't get that back sometimes. Or a lot of times, you know,
Right.
even if you remember the words, it's like the inflections or the
Yep.
I don't know, something's different about it, and it doesn't inspire you to do it again, so you just drop it. You know,
Yep.
I know that.
Yep.
But, yeah, cool.
I had about 100 songs written and had them all typed up.
Yeah.
And my ex-wife threw them all away. So I lost like 100 songs. Well, I mean, I remember a few of them, but
Ooh, that's painful.
so painful.
Yeah, yeah. I understand how that goes.
Things lost in the fire.
Yeah.
I'm always amazed at like the in real time way that Dave can write songs, because it's so opposite for me.
Yeah. Well, let's. That was the next question though. Like, what's your? Let's hear your process,
So
if any. you know.
yeah, for me, it's usually attached to like whatever is going on internally, you know, for me, and like all working through stuff on myself and thinking, you know, there's got to be a way to communicate this, and I'm usually collecting like melodies or phrases I think of or whatever on my phone all the time, and I'm just going through life as normal
little
until it all
snippets.
just kind of sort of coalesces into to when now I'm ready to like sit down and write, and I almost always write the lyrics first.
Is it a so I've heard like two different ways of doing it. There's this podcast I listen to with Joe Pug, and he like some people have like this regiment, and when they have the regiment, it flicks the brain on to get into writing mode. And then some people can't do that at all. Some people do a little both. So when you are going through your day and you're collecting phrases, melodies, hooks, whatever, and then do you have that like, okay, you know, once a week or whatever it is, you know, like, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to kind of hone this together or meld the clay of all the things I've been writing down throughout the day or the week? Or is you just like, no, I got some stuff and I feel like kind of sitting down and doing it? Is it more like that?
I feel like it's not planned. And I just have to be patient, you know, and usually it will reach a time where I'm ready to do it, and I need, and then I have to like sort of, you know, strike it while the iron's hot kind of a thing.
Yep.
Our two ways of doing it, I think, really complement each other.
Oh, for sure.
Having Emily that is more strategic about it and can really place harmonies in the right place. It's really is great.
I don't think I'm as, because I think I can more relate to you, as I don't think I'm as good as improvising lyrics as you are, but like I'm very spastic. Like my brain's going everywhere, which works with getting content. Sometimes it's actually kind of, you know what I mean? But like it's really hard for me to have a regimen and a routine, and if I don't, some days days will go by where I won't be working on something for writing. I'm like, if I don't just sit down now, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And usually when I do it like that, nothing comes out, but at least it gets me in the pattern of thinking about writing and having an instrument in my hand, stuff like that.
Yep.
But,
that's the key, I think.
Yeah.
However you do it, that you do it.
There's no wrong way to do it, and I've always like wondered these kinds of things about like, and we'll get into this question next, but like, how people write and compose music, what makes them want to do it, and then even more so as I kept playing and got older, I realized that in hindsight, a lot of people that were down at Jerry's Pizza or whatever, a lot of those guys were not doing it. They're doing it to be cool. It's our high school, they're kids, right? Everybody's figuring out what they like and stuff. You know what I mean? And so maybe some it was and some it wasn't, but it wasn't always necessarily for the most authentic reasonings. And there's not even anything like ethically wrong with that. They want to they want to impress girls or have fun. Okay, big deal. No, nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? But now when you're around our age, like we're definitely like I'm not getting attention from women because I'm playing music. You know what I mean? It's,
right.
Especially like you play.
I've never pulled out an acoustic guitar and just melted the hearts of the women around
not
me.
My age. And then too, think about like, well, where do you play? Sometimes they might be like, well, where do you play? I'm like, well, Black Angus. There's like 50, 80-year-olds. You know what I mean? So it's not because the cool factor now.
Yeah.
But thinking that segues into the question, like everybody has a reason that they do it, and obviously there's not a wrong or a right reason. And this is be a question for all you guys because you guys are all. You could easily just horse around with it like you were. And there's again, that's cool about music. There's nothing wrong with just kind of messing around lightheartedly, jamming together at a campfire, whatever, you know what I mean? Or just playing by yourself. And life would be easier. Like it would be more convenient for you because you would have to worry about scheduling shows and practices and sitting here with us and all that kind of stuff. So I wouldn't mind if you guys just kind of went around the table. Like why do you do this? I know you don't like playing live shows, but you still play live shows. So what's the deal? I want to hear it. You know what I mean? Like, why do you take this? You got like this lightheartedness about it, but you take it seriously enough. Like you guys are really freaking good. You've obviously practiced. The songs are great. You record, and
thanks,
so
man.
there's a certain amount of sincerity with it. Along the, you know what I mean? So why do you like to do all that? What's the deal?
I really like to create.
Yeah.
I like to be involved in things that are interesting.
Yeah.
That interesting people are involved in. I feel a compulsion to write. For sure. Like I don't feel like I have a choice.
Part of breathing.
I hear songwriters say that frequently. It's like you don't really have a choice. You just have to write.
Yeah.
And the performing thing, it was really more a challenge than anything. And for years, people would say you should go out and you should perform. No, I don't want to do it. I want to do it. Really, I think what it came down to was just a lack of confidence and being scared. It's super vulnerable. Right. I'm writing songs that are about me and my feelings in many cases. And so it just felt very vulnerable. And I also...
It is.
Yes.
It totally is.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I also... I've never wanted to be famous or like a famous singer or anything like that. And so I didn't know how to do it. I just didn't know how to do it, really, other than to write. And so when we decided to do it, it was like a challenge to myself. Hey, get out there and do it. And so we continued. It's gotten less scary to perform live, but
are you ever looking forward to it now?
That's a good question.
Maybe a little bit. Yeah. When there's a full band.
Yeah.
I've found that I'm much more comfortable. It's not as vulnerable when you have some other bandmates playing. So I think this year will be the year that I will say I think I like to perform. So that's my.
I selfishly I think you should get your mind. You just get it together, man, because I want to hear more. But that's cool. That's funny you brought up too, like feeling the vulnerable. I played guitar in rock and roll bands. You could say for like almost 20 years.
Yeah.
And I played in front of people, obviously. And it did not prepare me for the vulnerability thing. It did not prepare me in the least bit for singing in front of people. And it totally caught me off guard when I started doing it on my own. I thought I played hundreds of shows, no big deal, And I had my set down and I went out and I remember being scared shitless.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
It's you sing. It's a whole nother thing. Yeah. So I could totally relate to that. But it caught me off guard though completely. I didn't expect like how intense it is having to sing in front of people to make them. To entertain them with your voice. I don't know, there's something weird about it.
Right.
But anyway,
it is an interesting art form to share. You know, if you paint, it's easy to say, here's the painting, and you can the viewer can look at it for a few seconds and then look away. And with the song, it takes attention and time and
consistent maintenance.
Stay
good at it. And, it's a if I understood too, you're saying correctly, you're a social guy.
Mm-hmm.
You're very creative, and maybe even though you hate playing shows, that's a way for you to kind of combine them and kind of you know what I mean.
It's definitely forced me to practice more. It's forced us to work on a song.
It's a good tool for getting better.
It's great, and then you get to play with people like Kyle.
That's like Kyle Appleton.
Dream.
I know, right?
When he said he was coming today, I was like, oh, thank you, Lord and Savior Kyle Appleton.
Lord and Savior Dr. Honky.
So, same with you, Kyle. I mean, you're one of the hardest working musicians in town, easily, and I remember when I first saw you play underneath what's now Tina Marie's. It used to be Noodle Bar. There was a show in Norfolk, and Stephen Allison was like, he plays. You weren't playing country that night, but he said he plays country, and I remember thinking that was so weird.
You're like, country,
but I liked. By that point, I was like 23, so I was listening to like the typical legends a little bit, like Cash and Waylon and Willie and stuff. So I was like, well, that's kind of cool. And then I saw your rock band. I was like disappointed because it wasn't country. And then I remember somehow we ended up at your house or something, and you recorded us and all that stuff. But what I guess I'm getting is you play like a lot of gigs. You've been playing gigs for a long time. You got into something that definitely wasn't like, at least in our age group in our early 20s, I think that wasn't super cool. I feel like it was. So what makes you want to do it this much? You could go get a day job. You could not play 50 gigs a month.
I feel like I have to do it.
Like how he feels compelled to write.
Like David put it in a good way. Yeah. It's like you have to, it's part of you.
Yeah.
And it's an escape, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's really I don't have to think. It just kind of comes out when you're on stage or when you're playing. And
is it a good, like in a healthy way? I mean, this it's check out from the stresses of life. And you're just focusing on playing a good vibrato right now or whatever.
It's just therapy.
Yeah, totally.
And work at the same time. It's like
you're so comfortable on stage. Have you always?
Yeah.
Was it natural to you?
No.
Huh.
No, he was not naturally.
I was. I remember my parents would talk about it. Like the first couple of years I'd play at the Crystal Palace, my back would be towards the audience because I had huge stage fright.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good for you for like
so comfortable up there.
pushing through. Yeah.
I think it's just, as long as I've been doing it, you have to get comfortable with it. There's
some point.
Yeah.
It's just
you have no choice when you're that good. You got to play.
That's right.
Yeah, there's a lot of it surprises a lot of people, but I had a lot of stage fright.
Yeah,
that's so funny.
Yeah,
well, that's good to know.
I could kind of see that from I remember that Norfolk show.
Yeah, I probably wasn't the most animated person.
I think you were just like basically like a scarecrow. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean you played good. I remember, and then I somehow got hold of the Norfolk CD and all that stuff. I don't remember how that all went down, but anyway. So yeah, similar though.
Well, Norfolk's drummer, that was Chris, right?
Yeah.
Chris
duh. Yeah, he's playing with you. That's right. I just now realized that.
He was going to be here today, but he had a karate tournament.
Jeez, what is he doing?
He's playing. He's
really
in a karate tournament.
Yeah.
So
really
does he kick boards?
No, his son. I think.
Yeah.
Oh, we should have left it at Chris.
I
know. Yeah. So is it? You kind of answered this with the whole like combining the social thing and all that. Is it? And this will be the last question. Kyle's like out back. We were smoking a cigarette. He's like, "Don't ask me any questions."
He's gotten like 10.
Yeah.
I love hearing this.
Is it like you could play at home too? And obviously, there's the workout. Like everybody's got to have. If we don't want to live like in a cave and stuff, we have to have money. So gigs pay some money and all that stuff. Yeah. So there's that. I get that. But you could have a normal day job and play guitar at home, and you'd still love the guitar. Is it something that's just better shared to be able to go out and play with people and have people hear it and genuinely enjoy it? You know,
I need collaboration with people. If I
keep it fresh.
Yeah, playing. I can create, but there's a lot of insecurities with putting stuff out that like you guys can do. It's very hard for me to put out an original thing, but if I'm collaborating with somebody, it's like this. It makes it so much easier to put something out.
Put your stamp on it.
Yeah,
you definitely have an identifiable sound in town. You know, so makes sense.
Yeah, it's just amazing.
Cool. Yeah, this is very interesting. Anyway, your turn though. I want to hear.
Yeah.
Why do you do it? Again, I know, and seriously is kind of a relative term, but like you guys are pretty serious. You guys play gigs and do recordings. So like, why do you guys do it seriously and not just sitting by a campfire?
Right. Well, for me, it has been so transformational. It has been life changing in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
For me, music has always been, as I said, like a huge part of my life, and it is a very like collective experience.
Yeah.
Even if I'm just listening to a song by myself on my headphones on a walk, I feel like I'm connecting to that music that the artist made, right? And you feel like less alone.
Yeah.
And the fact that I get to participate in that experience on the other side of it is like, it's revolutionary for me. So we take it serious because we care a lot about. We honestly do it because we want to make it sound like, because we like it. So whatever we're making, we're creating is because we want to like it. We want to enjoy playing it and stuff like that.
It's important to you.
It is. It's really important. Yeah. Even if nobody ever hears it.
Yeah, it's a weird combination of like no ambition to like, but we take it very serious.
It's like
it's not a joke. Yeah, we're really serious about it.
Like
it matters to us.
Lightheartedness, but professionalism somehow meeting and making sense together. You know, I don't know. Yeah, because it's like if you're too professional, it's like stale and stupid. But then if you're too lighthearted, you don't get anything done.
Yeah,
You know
right,
what I mean?
right.
So it's,
you do have to strike a balance that you're comfortable with.
Yeah, you guys do that though. I feel like pretty good though.
Oh, good.
Oh, thanks. Yeah.
But it's all something though. With you guys, it's similar to everybody that I've interviewed so far. It's like Jason Turner said he feels sick when he doesn't get to play music.
Yeah, I remember
You know what I mean? Yeah. And so it sounds like more than just something that's it's not like just having a hobby. It's something that makes them.
Yeah.
It makes
humans
life
function better.
Yeah, life's hard.
It's very hard.
Yeah.
Life's hard. You know, people are suffering out there, and you have to engage. I have to engage in things that are interesting and meaningful, or else it'd be tough.
For me, it's like maintenance too. Like I'm not going to wait till I'm about on the brink of losing my mind or something to write a song, right? But like journaling, you know, to get out thoughts or something like that. It helps to kind of get
for
that,
sure.
You know what I mean?
Of course.
And then to try.
Yeah.
Well, you guys want to do another song? A third one?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
What's the name of this one?
This is called the Gara.
The Gara.
And this is a song. You know, I was both Emily and I were Mormon.
We used to be.
Okay.
Back in the day, and
What's a Gara?
Gara means war in Spanish, and it's also the last name of the person this song's about.
Oh, dang. Okay.
So when I was went on a mission for 2 years in Mexico, and as you know, Mormons do, and you have a companion you're always with, and one of the guys I was with, his name was Elder Gara, and really great guy, an amazing musician. You know, and I wasn't back then, so I was always just amazed at what he could do, and he was cool and just a great guy. Yeah. Anyway, we lost track of him for years after I came back to the U.S. and finally reconnected with him, and his life had kind of fallen apart. He had ended up leaving the church and lost his wife and kids, and they lived in Mexico and he was living in Texas, and it just kind of broke my heart. Plus I could relate because I had been through something similar. So that's
awesome.
What the song's
killer.
about.
That's a killer song. Song.
It's one of my favorites.
Yeah. All right. Been hearing your songs for a while now. I have no idea what they're about. That's awesome.
Now don't hear what you're saying to me, but if I believed would change anything, I've lost everything for things that can't be. No, I'm living a key. You, I left you and ran. Nothing in my hands. Speak like two men who live on opposite sides of the fence. Oh, the things I do will push me further from you. Not just from you, but further from them. Now I'm shaking the leaves down. Now I've cut up my old vows. I promises to break, promises to keep, and promises to keep. Now, who is this? I'm sick of this shit. If you want me to change more for you, oh, then you must agree to break free and commit. 'Cause there's nothing in this world that'll make me look clean. Now I'm shaking the leaves down. Now I've cut up my old vows. I promises to break, promises to keep. I'm down, but I'm ready to hold on to something steady. I promises to break, promises to keep. To break, promises to keep, promises to keep. And I don't hear you. You don't hear me. And I don't hear you. You don't hear me.
Nice. There you go. That was a good song.
Thanks, man.
Super cool.
Thank you. Thank you.
So you talked a little bit about what that one was about, obviously, before you played it. Was did you completely lose contact with that fellow, or?
I did. I recently got back in contact with. In fact, Emily found his phone number and sent it to me, and I reached out and
I tracked him down. I was like, "You've got to share this song with him."
Yeah,
and he was like, "Why did you write that song about me?" he was like confused as to why I would have written it.
He didn't know. He had no.
Well, he just, I guess he was like, "Why me? You know, why would you be writing a song about me?" So
wow, that's crazy. So he had he has no idea how much. Apparently, the guy had a profound impact.
Yeah,
on
he
you.
had a
no
big
idea
impact on me. Yeah, I don't think he does. Yeah,
wow.
Yeah, he's a really great guy. But it's, it's crazy to see how all of our lives, evolve.
Do you think it's because he just doesn't get it, or do you think it's maybe because he has maybe embarrassed or doesn't really see himself too highly?
My interpretation is that he didn't see himself as interesting in any way.
Really?
That someone would be interested in writing a song about them.
Wow.
It was probably like more interesting to you because of how relatable it was.
Yeah,
too.
for sure.
Really?
Like right when I got in contact with him, I'd been through a divorce and it was just so terrible, and so I immediately related to it. And it was for similar reasons, leaving the church, and so it was also kind of writing about myself in a way.
Right. So is it like that's kind of what sparked the songs? You feel like there were some parallels with your situation and his.
Was he appreciative of it or anything? Or
I think so. Yeah, I think so. But he didn't fawn over it or anything.
Yeah.
So it was, you never quite know writing a song about someone. In fact, when I started writing songs, I used to write every song about somebody because I felt like they would listen to the song. Because I was like, I want people to listen to the songs. Hey, I wrote a song about you. I'll listen now.
Play 30 songs, bring 30 people.
Yeah, right. But it's always it's kind of a weird thing because you're interpreting them in a way and telling their story and then showing that to them. The reaction sometimes is
might be a good segue to a Facebook song.
Oh, right.
Yeah. I think you wrote. So this is for the audience. This is it's a song about the early days of Dave's life on Social Network. It's probably the deepest song he ever wrote. And the person that he wrote it about was extremely intellectual. So here we go. This is
we wrote a series of these songs when Facebook first came out. When I first got on it, you added everybody who you went to high school with, and this one person who I added, this girl, her name was Jennifer, posted all the time and updates all the time, and they were really about her life and things that were going wrong, and she'd broken up and she's back off drugs, and I thought, I've got to take these posts and turn them into songs, and so they are word for word her Facebook posts.
Alan, this does not count as the official fourth song. we got to hear this. We have to. We make few exceptions here in Bands of Bakersfield,
including punctuation.
Just for you guys, you get 5 songs.
Oh, okay, there we go.
Exactly.
All right, and this is actually
one.
kind of a Christmas song as well.
Oh, sweet. She must have been posting in December.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm sorry to be so negative right now, but I've had it. I'm done. I'm about ready to break down into gut-wracking sobs. Now my whole freaking radiator is leaking across the bottom. And the stupid check engine light is on. This is a completely different car than my Beetle. Seriously? Merry freaking Christmas to me.
Life is hard.
Does she just not like Volkswagen?
Hey, so it's a new car, not as good as her Beetle.
Volkswagen Beetle is the best. This one's
wow.
terrible.
Yeah, so there's a whole series of those, which are fun.
Oh man, you might have to do an album with those, man.
Yeah,
we want to actually.
Facebook still like that? Like, do people still?
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah,
that's what
bad
made
isn't
me
good, right?
Yeah, well, for songwriting material
So
for you,
much content.
yeah. No, that's why I don't do Facebook much, is because it is what it is.
Yeah.
And Facebook has less, or Instagram has less, like, talking.
Yes, right.
You know, so I don't know. I just kind of gravitated to that.
Yeah,
and then
same.
Facebook updates, which is like, for
Yeah,
me,
you were talking about lots of buttons on Facebook.
yeah, so many buttons, and I can't figure it out. So I'm like, you know what? Why am I putting that? I'm just gonna stick with the Instagram stuff.
Yeah. Facebook's dreadful.
You know, I do Facebook kind of the way I taught Alan computer stuff. So you know,
Computer stuff.
exactly.
Very technical.
Anyway, yeah, I don't want to do. I ideally wouldn't have any of it, but
Yeah.
it is what it is. So
Yeah.
I got 3 accounts. Why? How long did it take you to be writing down this particular anonymous female's Facebook post? Like,
How long to do those
are
songs?
you just like writing them all out, or you just sit there with Facebook and reading? And
I would screenshot like the posts, and you know, I wrote a couple and I sent them to some friends, and they liked them, and then I started feeling guilty, and so I reached out to her and I asked. I said, "Hey, I write songs. I know you post a lot. Would you mind if I turn these into songs?" She was like, "Oh no, that's great," you know. And then when I finished all of them, I sent them to her and never heard from her. So I was like, I didn't, you know. I didn't want it to be like I was mocking her, but I guess kind of in a way I was, so, you know, a little bit, or just
we're
you
all
know,
pretty mockable. I mean, not just her. You know,
Right.
I know I read some of the posts that I posted on Facebook, and like those memories. I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna delete this.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna see it, but I don't want to see it anymore.
Yeah, right, for sure.
It is what it is. So what's the future plans for Bakersfield Cactus? Gonna do any more albums, more shows? What, I don't know, more campfire stuff?
Yeah.
Why do you not invite me to any campfire stuff? You know,
What do you mean? You're
I'm just
invited.
kidding. I'm just kidding. I just need to go.
Yeah,
I go to you
you
guys'
need to
practices.
show up.
I know, seriously.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
We put some goals together this year that we wanted to accomplish for ourselves. One being completing a full album.
Oh,
And,
really?
Yeah, and
Sweet.
we're hoping to record in a variety of different with different producers around town.
Sweet.
You know, sort of.
Are you gonna be using a
experience
Mr.
that.
Wolf Killer? You think on that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Drums? Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
yeah, he's been great to
Yeah.
play with.
That's awesome. I heard this. I made those 2 practices of your guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Killing it.
That's
think. Sounds good.
that's the practices, you know, where we rehearse now. That's like my favorite thing to do.
Yeah. Practice.
Like,
I love.
I would
band
never have
practice.
to do a show if we just go over there and play.
I love band practice.
Yeah, it's so fun.
I enjoy it a lot. But let's go. So you're gonna do a record. You're gonna book some live stuff. Maybe get a hold of his wife and go to 18th Street. You think, or what?
Yeah,
is that the plan?
you bet. And you know, visual art has been a big part of Bakersfield Cactus as well. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's been such
that's
a fun
right.
bonus.
like 7 songs that we did together. We passed a canvas back and forth, and we would add each canvas represented a song.
Yeah.
And so we would create visual art, and then we'd send it to the other person. They'd add to it. The rule was, you know, you could do nothing was sacred. You could cover it up. You could repaint it, and it was a really
We never
fun
discussed
way.
it either.
Yeah, never discussed it to
Really?
kind of add that element, and so
And you do that passing back and forth per song you would
Each
release.
song has a canvas.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I've seen the artwork, and that I didn't know that
Well-
was what.
Well, you're just seeing the digital
just
stuff
seeing the
that we're
digital
doing.
stuff, yeah.
This is an actual canvas with paint and brushes
Oh,
and everything.
really?
So, and I think we've talked about, you know, releasing a vinyl and including
Yeah.
that artwork in it.
That'd be
You know,
cool.
just as
a good idea.
something, it'd be fun to do.
I don't think I've ever heard of anybody doing that for one of their songs. That's a good idea.
Yeah, I think it was Emily came up with that idea.
Really?
Yeah,
That's rad.
and it was such a great idea. It's been so fun.
Yeah.
It's been like a surprising.
And it's a
man.
canvas
Element of this.
per song, right?
Yeah.
And are the digital pictures, is that a picture of the canvas? The physical
Well,
canvas?
so
or how does
the
that-
canvas is started because I watched a documentary on Basquiat and Andy Warhol doing these collaborations. And, you know, all both amazing artists in themselves, but together it becomes a different thing.
Different thing.
So I was like, Dave, in fact, it was at Sandrini's one night while watching Country Deluxe. I said, why don't we do this idea and, you know, we'll pass it back and forth and it'll be a new thing. And so originally we were just going to do that for the 5 songs we were going to put on an EP.
Yeah.
And then maybe make some kind of, vinyl that would go with it. So we would just have a photographer take pictures of the canvases.
Yeah.
But then when we started releasing singles, we're like, well, what are we going to do? Because those canvases weren't finished at that time.
Yeah.
So what ended up happening naturally is we just started doing the same thing digitally back and forth.
Yeah, back and forth.
Nice. Oh, cool.
Until we just felt like it's done.
That's super cool.
Send it back.
How many canvases do you have? Just the one?
5.
Or
Five.
You have?
Yeah.
For,
5.
I know I've seen it.
Because you guys
Yeah,
released
we'll
some
show you pictures.
singles, right?
Yeah, we've been releasing singles, but
It's so hard to hold on to a release once it's done.
Oh yeah, I want to get it out immediately.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I'm like, I can't wait.
Do you use DistroKid to upload
Yes.
it and all that stuff?
Yeah.
That's what I do too. I was like, I remember I did DistroKid and I was like, well, this was easy for me and I hate computers.
Yeah.
So this has got to be like the way to go. Yeah. I was really happy when I got done with DistroKid.
Yeah, it's
and
cool.
I'm never happy getting off a computer. So.
Emily done it all, so I don't know how it's done.
It's super simple, isn't it? I was blown away by how easy it was. But anyway.
It's really nice.
It is so nice, like the democratization of music and music production.
Yeah.
Like it, if you have some skills, you can get the equipment and
Yeah.
It's so great.
You can make good records.
Yeah.
Look at this guy.
Yeah, like we're doing a song.
We're doing-
with
yeah.
Kyle right now. It's a big, really ambitious song. Tons of tracks and do it all in his.
Are you doing like a bunch of vocal overdubs or something like
Yeah,
that?
tons of
Lots of tracks.
lots of stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, with these guys, it's great because any ideas we have, just throw it down.
Yeah,
if it works,
try it.
cool.
Yeah.
If it doesn't,
You guys are fun personalities to be in the room with too. I imagine it's really fun recording with them, watching them
Oh, it's
rehearse.
so fun. I love it.
Very carefree, fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then
it's
you
good
have
to
someone
see.
like Kyle who can just do so much.
Yeah, yeah.
And has such a great feel for, he's such a good listener.
for
such a good listener.
varying styles of music too.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Whenever I
Yep.
hear that. This is oh shoot, I was gonna say something.
I bet it
Yeah,
was
Kyle's
I bet
great
it was
at
so good.
When I know it was gonna would have been monetize this video if I would have said that, but I
that'd have
forgot
been
what
the
it was.
promo.
Yeah, I know. Like we'd have made a bunch of money.
Who thought of that question?
Yeah, I know. Genius stuff. Man, what was it? Something about Kyle.
Well, I was going to say Kyle's is really good at listening to us describe the song, the feeling of the song, the emotion of the song, what we want the end result emotion to be. And then he just kind of magically
Very intuitive, knows what it needs.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah,
it's a magic trick.
He's got the
it's a
personality.
gift.
I could not do what the engineering stuff. I tried it. I interned at a place called Love Juice Labs in 2005 in Riverside.
That's a pregnancy place?
That's what you would think. It actually was a recording studio, but I remember when I first heard the name, I was like, "What kind of weird? What's going on?"
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
What's
I ended up
in their love juice.
Yeah, I know, right? Seriously, they recorded Travis
song.
Barker recorded some drums there, and one of my bands. That's how I met him. Recorded there, and I ended up accidentally dating this girl that was an engineer there.
Accidentally
It's
dating.
just a big mess, but
Fell into her.
yeah, fell down.
David.
And it's all good. I don't care, dude. It's a podcast. There's no rules on here. But but I ended up living in the house because the studio was in their backyard.
Yeah.
Long story short, I thought I was going to be this studio engineer, and I remember I was sitting in what's it called when you're being showed how to do it in real time. I'm spacing this out.
Oh,
There's an engineer, and I was apprenticing. You could say.
gotcha.
That's
Yeah,
the word I was
apprentice.
looking for.
Yeah.
Big words. So
Yeah.
anyway, but and what I was getting at though is it took 3-4 hours to mic up a drum kit for this pop punk band, and I did it once, and I got it all figured out, and then I was like, I'm not going to do this. There's no way I could sit here and listen to making sure there's no drum bleed for 2 or 3 hours at a time. But anyway, I don't know how guys like Kyle do that, but the guys that were good at it were typically more like him,
Yeah.
And I'm way too spastic to be able to do something like that.
We play a lot with Emil.
Yeah.
He's great with that as well.
He's a good guitar player, too.
Great guitar player. He's also he brings so much. He can do so much.
Yeah.
And
we really
he's
love
down for
collaborating
anything.
with
Yeah.
all of the local musicians and producers.
When you got another
and
engineer's
everything.
mind too, it's like it's just another way to look at it.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep,
Feedback,
exactly.
Stuff like that.
Right.
Sometimes you get one guy that he'll say something that you wouldn't have thought of, and then guy B will say something that the guy A wouldn't have thought. You know what I mean? So you get all this different ways of looking at your own song.
Yeah,
stuff.
right.
A lot of all these songs were done at Brian's, right?
Yeah,
everything in that.
That's right. You guys
now.
recorded
The songs that we have released were all done at Home Studio.
Amazing.
Brian was amazing. Yeah.
Brian's legit.
And we've got at least 2, maybe 3 on deck with Kyle. Well, one's going to be released soon.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of that, so when's it going to be released? And tell us about how I'm looking at this, I'm remembering it, Alan. How can our audiences find you on all the social networky type stuff and all that kind of thing?
I mean, in Instagram, I guess we're there, and any of the
What's your
streaming
Instagram?
services.
Bakersfield Cactus.
Bakersfield Cactus. Yeah.
Same with Facebook.
We don't have a Facebook.
Okay.
No.
You do the TikTok,
No.
Tweeter.
No.
Okay.
No. We just Instagram.
Cool.
And then the streaming platforms. YouTube. Are we on YouTube?
Yeah.
Oh, we
DistroKid
don't-
didn't put you on YouTube?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
maybe
on.
they-
That's
Oh,
how
it's
I
on there.
listen.
Oh, well, you'd have videos.
well, there
for
you go.
YouTube,
It's on
but-
YouTube.
Well, yeah, it will be on YouTube, but there will be no video. Just have like that art on there, and then your song.
Yeah, I
will be
gotcha.
playing.
I should check it out. I did it that way.
Yeah. If you did, that's what Distro did, kid. From
No,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
I did remember having to click a thing that said they could put it on the
yeah,
on YouTube. So.
yeah. And so yeah, Bakersfield Cactus.
Yeah.
Instagram.
Yeah.
They're gonna
Check
post
it
their
out.
shows when they come up.
For
Single
sure.
will be out soon. Recorded at Nashville West.
Yep.
With Kyle Appleton being the engineer, and
just-
you playing instruments on it too.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah. Kyle
lots.
plays. Yeah. Kyle really
10 or
is
12
a huge
instruments
part
on that
of
one?
What's
what
that?
How many instruments?
I
10 or
don't
12 on
even
that
know.
song?
And then we just had Jordan come in and play.
Yeah, Jordan
some
came in.
violin
It was
on
great.
Nice.
That song we worked on for a long time, trying to
it's
figure
been in
it
the
all out.
works.
Yeah, and we wanted Jordan early on, but
I feel like this song's like more epic than the other ones.
Yeah,
the other
it
ones
is.
are more like intimate, folky-ish kind of. This is going
For
to be
sure.
bigger,
Yeah.
kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yep,
Yeah,
yep,
yeah.
that's exactly right.
But that's not the one we're going to sing at the end, though. That's a different one.
Oh yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah,
Today.
yeah, yeah. This next one's not that one.
Right,
No.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We're gonna have one being released that's not gonna be played.
Yes.
That's right.
Well, guys, that was really fun. And give the audience your last song. Tell me the name of it. And actually, shoot, tell us a little bit of.
Hold on, once again, like I told you, he
Did I
was
miss
going to
something?
forget. So he always forgets to talk about where people could find this podcast and older podcasts, which is
YouTube.
We're on YouTube, Bands of Bakersfield. We're on Facebook, Bands of Bakersfield. Instagram, Bands of Bakersfield. Twitter is Bands of Bako. And the website is bandsofbakersfield.com.
Thank you, Alan. And I forgot to ask, title the song and tell us just a smidgen about it. I was supposed to go into that a little bit. But
Yep.
I
This
dropped
song,
the ball.
it's called "Choke Down, Broke Down,"
Okay.
and it's a fictional story about a guy that gets with a girl, and he falls madly in love with her almost immediately. And she's like, I'm not, we're just kicking it, we're just cool.
Yeah.
And so she, it kind of breaks up and he gets bitter very quickly.
Oh, wow.
And she's just innocently like, what?
Where do you
why
come
are
up with
crazy?
a fictitious story like that? Is it relatable to you in some way, shape, or form, or is it just?
I mean, again, there's going to be me and all of my songs, but this was one that it just sounded like that. The chord progression.
It started just with your chord progression, right? This is
Yes.
the one where it was just like stream of consciousness, and I was just
really.
Right. And,
Okay,
and as
right.
as was writing, this is what the song's about, and then it just like
I know, and I would
came
ask him after, what's happening there?
Yeah, what's
How do you do
happening
that?
Yeah, that's crazy.
And then
This-
I later put on like the female voice callback after I had time to sit and think
Yeah.
about it like I have to do.
that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So this is the one, huh?
Yeah,
That's
this is
kinda
the one. Yeah,
cool. Right on.
So Choke Down, Broke Down. All right.
Whoops.
Well, I choked down all that you gave me. I barely recognized it was a favor. And you need me like you need those. All those things you lacked as a baby. Then you walked out.
I just
like you're some savior. I bet God himself call you a danger. Dare you cut him with your switchblade? Did he bleed on the bed? Did he stain it? Now I'm broke down, also jaded. I think I might be relating to the hatred that exists now in the spaces where love was created. So I pulled down all the shades and I committed to live like a stranger to those that loved me, that fucked and begrudged me. I don't even want to see their faces.
My favorite one you guys did.
Today. Thanks, man.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that one from one of your practices.
Yeah, it's a fun one.
Oh,
yeah.
it's
really
so
fun when you
to
sing.
Staccato harmonies are cool.
Yeah.
Technically, we're done, but we're still talking.
Sweet.
I'm gonna get you food if you guys want to go, though.
Oh yeah, I'm down.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I'm down. If you want to go,
wherever.
If you wanna go,
I will make you stay.
I've been going to Denny's a lot lately.